Hello there, and how are you? My name is Muhindo Mbarak, and I welcome you to the 8th video of creating a WhatsApp chat application clone. In today's video, we are going to look at the logic of logging in the user, logging out the user, as well as in starting the chat between the two people. That's what we're going to look at in today's video. So I hope you're ready to do this with me. If you are, then let's resume from where I stopped at in the previous video. So without wasting much time, let's jump to our project. So in yesterday, we were able to to register the user to the server, send the information to the server, and get back the response of the user to the server. And so we're able to make a toast of the user's name here. If you did not watch the previous video, please go and watch it. So right now we're going to work on the logic of logging in this user object that we've just got. So the logic is just simple, is to save this user object into the local database, and then we'll be checking if the user is logged in or not by checking the local database if there is an object that's already saved or not. That's what we're doing. So let's go straight to our repository, our database repository. So I'll go to my project, and I go to the Java application, and I go to the package, and I go to the DB package, and I go to the repository. So here it's going to write the logic of logging in the user. So to log in the user is just simply an insert statement. So it means that we have to go to the database interface and then write that logic of logging in the user. So we have a database interface here, so I can simply go here, then go to the interface, and then I'm going to duplicate this one. No, not even duplicating. I can just simply put, it's going to return void, since it's just simple saving. And then after returning void, we give it a name, which we're going to call it maybe login user. That's it. And then we just simply put here at insert. Okay, so after putting the insert, we have to specify what we're going to insert in the database. I already have the logic and I've already written it, so I'll just simply go to the project, and then I'll copy the code, and I'll explain everything step by step. So this is how we insert an object. So just simply write at insert and write what you'll return, which is the void, and then write the object that you want to insert. So here what we want to save in our local database is simply, so you write at insert, and then we put here what was it, logged in user, something like that, logged in user model, and then we give it a name, for example logged in user model, like this. So this is what we're going to do. This is what we'll be using to insert a user, to log in the user. So we have to go back to the repository and connect the repository with this one, because you cannot we cannot execute it straight away from the interface. So let's go to the repository. Here's our repository, and we're going to write here a method that is going to work with the insertion of the user. I already have a method like that, so I'm going to just simply copy it and paste it, and then explain it to save your time. So simply come here, have something like this. Okay, so this is how we do it. Let me minimize here. For example, here I was saving some object. So what we do, we just simply write a public method here. This is the repository, remember, it's a repository, not the interface. So I want to connect a repository with the interface. So you just simply put here public, and then you put live data. You put void, and then you put the name of that we'll use, and then you put what you're expecting to get here. Of course, we're expecting to get the logged in user model, so you can give it a name here, for example like this, and then open the bracket. So here is we're going to work with saving the user into the database. So in a room database, you cannot save the user on the main thread. You have to run that in the background thread. That's why we had to create the executable a code that will be running the operations of saving on the room database in background, if you still remember. So let me show how we do it. So you see, we have the database, and we have database write executor, and then you put .execute. Then you put here new runnable, and then you put the code that you want to do to execute. Let me write it, and you see it's just simply the database object that we have here. Okay, and then put that write the database write executor, and then you open the bracket, put new runnable, and then press enter. Sorry, let me do it for you here. Sorry. Dot execute, and then put a new runnable like this. Okay, then you press enter. So here it is where you can do the operation of running, of saving, or in the room database. Otherwise, if you don't do this, then you can, it will be your application will be crashing when you try to save. Okay, so here is where we're going to call the interface method that we created, this one, this one, the interface, and do what, and give it an object to save. So this one, it will be running that operation in what, in background. You can pause the video and you see how I've written this. So in the remaining ways of how to save, we'll be using that kind of way. You cannot save it on the main thread, you have to save it using the background thread. So there, what we do, we just simply say, of course it's interface, I hope you have it, db interface dot what, dot save, dot login user. Okay, so you're calling this method, you see, you're calling this method, and then we pass the login user that we'll have here. Okay, so if you want to get free of errors, you can try to put in try and catch. Okay, try, and then say catch exception here, and then maybe I can make a toast. Can we do that? No, you cannot run. You cannot make a toast in what, in the background, because this is a background thread. Then you have to put here console.log maybe. Let me put here the log t. Just write log in small letter and t, and then you'll have your constant of your tag in your tags constant, and then you pass right here log d. Okay, so here you can say failed to login user because, and then you put here the reason, and then here you can put now logged in successfully, something like that. So you can simply put here success. Okay, okay, so here, so you can make sure that it logged in successfully. So after doing that, then let's go ahead and implement this method. Okay, this method. So we will simply come to our project and come to registration. What is it? Activity. It is here, register activity. So this is where we're going to do what, the logic of logging in the user. So I'll have to first create the what, the interface, I mean the repository object. Okay, so I'll just simply put here database repository. Okay, you can put database repository like that, and then I initialize it. Make sure that you initialize it. Make sure that you initialize it. So I can initialize it here before the bind views. Okay, in the main activity, in the on create is equals new database repository, and we pass the context, which is this in small letters. Okay, like that. Okay, like that. So you can even create your context object, so avoid repeating yourself. Context, and then you make sure that you also do what, initialize it in the on create. Okay, so there we have done the context, and here you can replace this one like this. I hope we are together. So we are now going to come here and the register when someone have got the object successfully. Now have to do what, to log in the user. Okay, so you can put in, you can surround it with try and catch error, or you can just simply log in. So I can just, okay, let me surround it with try and catch try. So it's going to be the database what, repository dot what, dot login user, and then we pass this object that we got from what, from the online, then we pass it here. So if it finishes this one successfully, then we can go ahead and put here the logic of what, of starting another activity. Okay, of starting the activity for maybe chat, something like that, or we can even go back, something like that. Also here I'm going to start the chats activity. Okay, so here I can put catch, and in case it fails I can put here exception e, and I make it host toast and say failed to login user because, and I put here the reason e.what.get message. And we can use even our status the other status thing that we created, which is status dot set text. So there we'll have logged in the user, okay, successfully, you see. So let us put that kind of loading, like when someone is loading, we should put a dialog box that is showing the loading. So how can we do that? We just simply come here on top and create a progress dialog. It's called what? Progress dialog, something like that. Progress dialog. Okay, progress dialog. Make sure that you initialize it. Okay, we'll be initializing it when you do what? When you start the process of registering. Okay, where is it? Where is the process of registering? Where does it start from? When you go to the database, I think it is here, right? When you go to online, here it is here. So here it's will be initializing it from. So it will be simply progress dialog equals new progress dialog, and you pass the context. You know, we have already initialized the context object, and then we can now set dot set what title. I can set message and set what message dot set message. I can say please wait, and then we say it should not be cancelable, like the user should not cancel it, should not be able to cancel it. Set cancelable and make it false, and then after we show it. Okay, so put dot what dot show. Okay, so that's how we show it. So when it finishes, so when there is a response here, no matter what, you have to hide it. So you have to say progress dialog dot what dot hide, and then you can maybe just dismiss. We hide it and then you dismiss it completely, so you should avoid memory leakage. So also when there is a failure, we hide it and then dismiss it. Okay, that's how we'll have that. Will benefit from the progress dialog box. So here when there is successful login here, you see. Please don't get confused. I don't know whether you're getting it because my screen is smaller and I don't know whether you're seeing the whole thing, but I hope you're doing okay. So here when there is successful login, we have to do what? To start the activity. Let us create another activity where I'll be showing all the chats, all the chat threads. Okay, so we have here where's our activities? Our activities are here. Activities are here. So I have one for chat. Now I'm going to create another one for chats. We'll be showing all the chats that the user has been chatting with other people. So just simply come to new, and then come to what? To activity, and then come to empty activity, and I'm going to call this one chats. Okay, get the difference. The other one is a chat between two people, and this one is chat, a list of all chats. Okay, so here I'm going to go here in the register, and when after we successfully log in here user, or is it here, we will let us now start the what? This chat activity. So just simply say intent maybe you can say I equals new intent, and then we pass this, or we pass the context, and then secondly we pass that activity, chats activity dot class. After doing that, then we have to start the activity. So we just simply say context dot what dot start activity, and then we pass that activity, we pass the intent that we just initialize on top there. So after doing that, then we go ahead and make sure that we don't come back here. So we finish here like this, or you can even remove all the previous activity that you've opened. So that's it, you can see that's it. Okay, that's it. Okay, so let's run the project and see what we've got. So where is our chats activity? It is here. So you can put here just something like change it to linear layout just for now. Let's change linear layout, and give it orientation of vertical, and then put here maybe some text view with wrap content and head wrap content, and maybe give size of 20 dp, and then give it some text. Let's say logged in. Okay, so that's it. That's it. Okay. So here you can know that someone is logged in. Okay. So let's run the project and we see. Let's run the project and we see what we've got. There we go. So I have to remove this data thing. Okay, it should not be there. Okay, so let's go ahead and create an account. So I can put here Bambale Mohidin. I should change this one to black, not green. And phone number 12345 Okay, so sign up. See loading. Please wait. Oh yeah. I've not started my local host. Shit. Okay, let's start the local host. See, it failed because the local host is offline, and you can see here the message fail connection timeout. Okay, so I have to start this up. Yeah, let's log in again, sign up again. See, success, and it logged in. That's so beautiful. And if you click back, it will take us straight to the what? To nowhere. So let's run the application again. Now at least it should tell us that we are logged in. Okay, you see, is already logged in. So here, when he's logged in, let us be redirecting it straight to what? To the chats activity. So I'll come here, register, and copy this thing of start activity, and then I come to a start activity. Or is it start activity? So here, when we know that someone is already logged in, here you see, so here I'll be just straight away start the activity of chats. Okay, so okay, we don't have your context. Beautiful. So you see, this is where we check whether the user is logged in or not. Check login. So if he's not logged in, we'll direct them to what? To the start. To the register activity. If they are logged in, we'll take them to where? To the chats activity. So if we run our application right now, straight away it should take us to the chats activity. Okay, so it's running. It's executing. There we go. You see, logged in already. That's beautiful. Okay, so with that much said, let's go ahead and do the logout logic, and then we also do the login. The other one was registration, you know. So let us work with the what? With the login. We log out and then login. Okay, so I'm going to put here just a button, temporary button, just for logging out. So it's going to be button, button. It's going to be button, and it's going to be maybe match parent wrap content, and then we give it some text. Just this one is for testing, you know. I'll give it some text. It say logout, but we'll organize this one later. We just work on the logic for now. Okay, let's give it an ID of what? Of logout. Oh, btn underscore logout. Okay, let's give it maybe some size of 20, and maybe some margin of what? Of large. Okay, that's it. Okay, so that's it. So we just want to use this button to work on the logic. To log out the user. So where is it? It is in the chats activity. So I have to go to the back end of the chats activity, which is here, and then put here maybe the method for binding views, bind underscore views, and it's where I'll be connecting here the back end, the front end. So there's another way how we can even bind views without even initializing an object. For example, this button, you're going to use it one time, so why should you initialize it? We can simply do like this, okay? Open bracket, and then here we type cast as a button, okay? And then you put here another bracket, and then you say find view by id r dot id dot the id, which is btn, and then outside here you put dot set on click listener, which is new on click listener. So you see that we were able to to set the click listener even without doing what, without initializing anything. So here I'm going to put maybe logout user, logout user. So we're going to create a method for doing what, for logging out the user. So let's create that method. So I'll press here Alt and Enter to create it. I'm going to put here in the main activity here. So here let us log out the user. So to log out the user, it simply means to delete everything that is inside the logged in user table. So to do that, how are we going to do it? We just simply so we have to first go to the database interface again, okay? Database interface. So you can either write the SQL, or you can just simply say delete, and then to delete everything. Let us write the SQL. I think is the most safest way. So I'll copy that thing of your SQL on top here. So you write here the SQL is going to be delete from, we just put delete from what, from logged in user. So it's going to delete everything. So you can even add a condition like where one like this, where true. So everything that is in the logged in user will be deleted. And then you put here, we give it a name. Of course, going to return nothing, so I have to put here void, and then we put here we can call it logout, okay? Logout underscore user. Okay, so after doing that, let's go to the repository and connect this on the repository. So our repository is here, okay? So that is going to be much like logout, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy this and change it, okay? So this login, I just press Ctrl D, and then I come and change this one to logout. Here I'm expecting no object. Anything that is there, I'm going to delete it. So I'm just expecting no object. So I run it in the background, and I just simply call here logout, and logout takes no object. So I can put successfully logged out. So I can put here the console, in the console I can say fail to log out user. That's it, okay? So here it's will be running the what, the logout logic, okay, of the user. I'll be running out the log, I'll be doing the logout logic of the user. So let's go ahead and implement this. I hope we are together, right? I hope we are together, members. I first created in the query, in the interface, database interface, and then I come and put it in the what, in the repository, and I run it in the background. Anything that modifies the database, we should run it in the what, in the background. And then I do what, I write my method, I give it my method, and I connect it here, okay? So let's go ahead and now do this. And so I'll simply come here to charts, okay? And then I have to create the what, I have to create the interface, okay? So we just simply put here our object of interface going to be database interface. Database repository, okay? Database repository, and then you make sure that you initialize it before anything. So here, before even bind views, we initialize it equals new database repository. I think we'll need also here the context. Let us create a context object to avoid repeating ourselves all the time. So here context should be initialized even before database repository equals this, and then we pass here the what, the context. That's beautiful. So after initializing it, now I can come into the logout method and then logout. So it be database repository dot what, dot logout user. So I can put it inside the try and catch, try, and then I put here catch exception, and I put here and I make maybe a simple toast like failed to log out because, and I post here the reason e.what.get message. So if in case it successfully logged out, we'll be able to reach this line, and we should redirect this user to the what? To the login method. I mean login activity. So just simply say intent I equals new intent, and then you put here the context, and then we put another one, login activity. We've not created the login activity. Let's create it right now. Okay, we have register but not login. So we go to the activities here package, right click on it, new activity, empty activity. So it's going to be login activity, and you click on finish. Okay, so there we are. That's the login activity. So this login activity, will work on it later, but we know it's a login activity, right? We're going to work on it. That's the next thing that we're going to do. So we come here to charts, and then we have to put here login activity dot what dot class, and then you put context dot start activity, and you pass the I. So if you don't want to come back here, we just simply put finish. Okay, so that's where will be the logic, that's where we'll do the logic of logging out the user, and make sure that all the logouts, I mean log out the user. So this is how we log out the user. So let's run it and test it and see if it is working clearly. So we're going to work also on the login logic in this very video, if time allows. So there we go. It has already come. So let's do the logout and we see. Let's click on logout and we see. Tap. Perfect. Logged out successfully. And you can see this is our login activity, which is having nothing at the moment. That's beautiful. So I hope we can all do that. Okay, so if we click back, it will take us to the main activity, and to the main activity there's nothing there. So that's beautiful. Now let's go ahead and work with the login without wasting much time. We still have more 30 minutes. So let's go ahead and work with the login. So what you should know, if you want to become a faster developer, you should be having the ability to reuse your code again and again. So for example, right now we have already created register method, I mean register activity. So when you create the login activity, we should be able to reuse the part of the register activity code to the login activity, because almost the same. Okay, it's almost the same, only the other one is having only the difference for registration as we creating the new user, but this one is a login like existing user. So it's the logic is the same, so it is related. So even the layouts are almost the same. So I'm going to use let me close everything first. I'm going to use something like from login and logout. Login and register, they're almost the same, so I'm going to use the layout even of register, other than hard coding it from scratch. So I'll come here to the register, I'll come here to the layout, here register activity it is here. So press Ctrl and click on it to go to its layout. Okay, so this is it. So I'm going to copy the whole of it. I'll just change this one here, but I'm going to copy the whole of it, and I go to where's the login. This is the login layout, and select all, paste. There it goes. So I just simply come here on top and change this one to what? To login. Beautiful. So if you did not do that, if you are not there, let me first remove this word data first. This word data. First remove it, because I just remove only the text. It should be empty, but it should be there. So my what I was trying to say, like if you are not there when we created this sign up page, then you should go to that video. Okay, so I said that this one I want to make it black, not so I'm just going to say gray 900. Beautiful. And this one also gray 900. Okay, I should come here and make it, I don't want it to be green every time, everywhere. Okay, no, here, text color gray 100. That's beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the login logic. Okay, so in the login, so here I'm going to change it sign in, not sign up. Okay, sign in. So I don't want the name when I'm logging in. I only want the phone number. So if you want to work with the verification and the rest, that is your task. So I'll remove this. So what I'll do, I'm going to just get the phone number. As long as you guess the correct phone number, then we'll log you in. Otherwise, if you don't get the correct phone number, then we'll not log you in. Okay, so here I'm going to put sign in. Okay, I put here the word sign in, sign in. Okay, and here, instead of having the word have an account, I'm going to put here don't have an account, and I'm going to change this word sign up. Okay, so in case you don't have an account, I hope you're still there. In case you don't have an account, you'll be able to put your sign up. Okay, so let's go ahead and first of all untick these things like this. If you don't have an account, you'll be able to go sign up, and if you have an account, you'll be able to log in. Let's do that first. Okay, so we just simply come the remaining 30 minutes. Okay, we just simply come to this, copy. I'm going to copy this, and I come to where to the login, and I'm going to put here the bank views. You can also use your own logic. So if we find this the ID address, ID dot sign up dot set and click this. Going to be new and click listener, and then we have to upload the address here. Okay, okay, then initialize, whenever we initialize, and then after that here, in case someone clicks on sign up, they could be able to be taken to sign up. Okay, so let's do that. So to do that, we just come here, context with intent I equals new intent, and we pass the context, and we pass the what? Sign up. Is it register? Class, and then start activity. Register. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so we're going to do the same for what? For sign up. So I'll just copy this the way it is here. If that ID is also in the what? Okay, sign up. So I'll copy the way it is, and I go also straight to the where? To the register, and I come here to bind views, and I add that. Okay, so I'll put here. So I'll come here, other is register. Here I'm going to change it to sign in to avoid confusion. That's the right? And here I'm going to change this one to sign in. Okay. Where are we? Register. Where are we right now? This is activity. It's activity. So just copy this. Then do. So I'll come here. Okay, so what I was trying to say, I want to change this page. ID of this guy. Contain the ID of this guy. To sign in. Okay. So I'll go to register activity. So register activity, which is here, and I find sign in. Okay. So if someone clicks on sign in, we should open the login. Okay, so we know that we're done with that part. Like this one should be able to tell you to sign in, sign in, sign in, sign in, sign in, sign in. Okay, so we can do that. Now that is done. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's go ahead and do the logic now of logging in the user. Okay, let's do the logic of logging in the user. So logging in the user is much like logout the user. So for example, here in login in register, we have this click listener. So register button. Oh, let's create a repeat. Okay, the backside. Let us. The backside is a bit. We need to copy. We have to copy. Okay, so I'm going to say the click listeners for this. Okay, phone number here. I will keep it phone number this. I'll come here to login, and I'm going to create here what an object for login, the phone number. Okay, I hope you're together. I don't want it to be lost. Okay, so that is it. So you have to bind it. So it's going to be equals bind view by id r.id dot that. Okay, so after doing that, let's go ahead and get this button for what? For sign up, for register. So since you already know that you can even bind without even finding, without even creating the object, so let us simply just duplicate it. Put here register button. Let us call it login button because it is login. Okay, so put here login. So when someone clicks on login button, you have to call login login user something. So create a method that will work with the login in the what? The user. So we say that we have here our simple text that will be showing the status. It can be helpful. Where is it? This one, the text view. We call this one data, right? Data. Sorry, text view. I call this status. Okay, so after doing that, let's go ahead and create now this method for logging in. Create this method. So this method is going to look much like the register. So let's go to register method and copy those stuff. Okay, the register method, register user. First of all, they have to get the phone number and verify if it is correct. So yeah, test phone number value is not getting it, so it will be a simple string. That is okay. Okay, so after doing that, we get the phone number. So if the phone number is wrong, we say phone number is valid, and then we send back the user to what? The phone number and return. So here I want only the phone number. So when the phone number is successful, so we have to do the logic of what? Of now registering, logging in the user. So I have to do this dialog and set this way. So I'll copy the way it is there and then come and paste it. So I have to initialize this dialog here. To declare. So it's going to be go create dialog. So I hope we are together then. Okay, so after doing that, then we have to do these steps, 3 steps. I'll just copy them. Straightforward. Okay, so here I will have the phone number. So I'm have to create one more thing in the interface. I'm going to call it login, or we can call it get user by what? By ID, or get user by phone number, something like that. Anything that you want. So I'm going to call it get user by phone number. So when someone wants to log in, our security is just simple. We just get user by phone number, and we verify that if the user exists or not. So if it exists, then we just log in directly. If they don't exist, then we tell them they don't. So otherwise, if you have the password, you can go ahead and add that login digit. Simply activate this one. So here register. So I'm going to duplicate this one. Control V. Control Shift V. Okay. And then I'm going to put here. So this is something to register. It's going to be. I'm going to call it what? Get underscore user. Okay. So let's call it get user. Oh, let's just call it use. Okay, get user. Yeah, we call it get user. No problem. So what are we sending? We are sending only the phone number. Phone number. That's what we are sending. And I'm going to give the name get user. So you can just use here. Okay, the link can be users. So on the other side, we'll be checking if there is a post of phone number in the user, then we'll be putting that condition. Otherwise, if there is no phone number, then we'll be doing all the users like that. Okay. So this is the user PHP that we're going to get on the other side. Okay. So that's it. So we send only the phone number. So let's go ahead and do it and write this logic in the backend. I think that's where our video is going to come from. Let's go ahead and write the logic of getting user. Okay. So I'll have open my PHP. There it is. If we have done like that, yes, we've not created it yet. We're getting user. So let's create it right now. So I'll just press say Ctrl N, Ctrl S, and I put there users with PHP. So this one uses the PHP so that we'll be getting that all the users from here. So how can we get users? We have that function. I think we had it, right? Don't we? Get users, get last name, get chat thread, get user by phone. Yeah, we have get user by phone. I wanted it to be dynamic, like it should allow us to get all the users, something like that. Okay. For now, let's use this one. Get user by phone. So in case the phone number is saved. So I'm going to put here PHP. I have to include this functions method. Okay, and go with it here. Like go with it, sorry, here, right? So I have to require functions of PHP. Okay, so you have to require functions of PHP. And then so we check if there is a post of phone number, and we have to do the logic like that. If there is no post of phone number, we just get all the users. Okay. Supposed to get all users and then it will automatically be known if there is we're getting the user by phone or not. But no problem. Let us get here. Do something like that. So I'll just simply say if is set, okay, phone number, the post of phone. Why is it post? Let's just get okay. Phone number. Okay. But for the security you have to use post. For now, just for testing we're using post. Okay. So if there is get user by phone number. So we'll just get, if the phone number is set, and so we just simply say phone number equals that. Okay, so after that, then we call this method for get user by what? By so bad. Read by. Okay, let me create another method for this. Okay, let's just okay. Okay, let's get user by phone. Let's get user by phone. So it's going to be the boot. Get user by phone, and then we pass the phone number, and then we send the phone number. So we put here. So in case there is no, what do you get? You get an empty array. That's it. This method was supposed to be something else, but no problem. No problem. So I get user by phone. U equals star, and then after I convert it to JSON. So just going to say print r, say echo print r, and then you put JSON import, and then put it what you got, and then die. Get the reservoir, there is a phone number. So it will not proceed from there to the phone number set. So that's it. So let's first test that. So I'll come to our Chrome, and I'll come here, localhost stroke what? Stroke WhatsApp stroke users.php. So we'll be seeing nothing in here, like what it is. So if you put question mark phone underscore number equals 1, so it's in an empty array, but if you put 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you see the user is coming, the last user that we created, which was the phone number. Okay, so that's it for now. Let's do that. So for now, let's do that. It's the same time, but here we'll have to add some more code, like in case there's no phone number, we should be able to get all the users. Let's do it right now. We'll do that right now. So in case the phone number is not there, we'll be getting more users. Okay, so I'll just put here another method. In the functions, I'll put another method. I'm going to call it get users, and take no parameter for now. It is as take no parameter. This is just a weak programming, but no problem. I can put get users, I put order by name ask. So we're going to get all these users by name, and then ascending, and then here will be just, in case there's no phone number, we just getting all the users. You know that you can even straight away just say JSON, echo JSON import, and then call the method. Okay, let's go ahead and run this. So in case you don't send any phone number, you should be able to get all the users. You see, all the users are sent. Get the phone number sent. See, so that's beautiful. So let's go ahead and do that in the what? In the remaining 5 minutes. I hope it will be enough for that. So let's go ahead and do that in the what? In the main, in the Android. So it's user.php. So I'm going to change it to what? Get. Sorry, all this encoded, and put here get. And here in get we use query, not field. I think it is like this. Query. I hope that's it. Okay. Query phone number equals the phone number that we send. Okay, so after doing that, then we have to use our call, of course. The call. We did something like before. So right here in the register. So I can just simply copy it, but we can just get into bracket new callback, and then you can put here toast progress dialog. Okay, it's almost like this one. So here you see, so when it's successful, I just do like this. Okay, I had the progress dialog. I check if the response is successful. If it's not successful, I just put it to a success, but put the reason. And if it's not successful, I just do like the way I did here. Okay, if it was not successful, I just do like the way I did here in the register here. I come here back. Okay, so this is just logging. Okay, so after, so if it was successful, so let me just put here a dot and see if it is successful so far, because of reading a lot of code without testing. So I'll just simply say dot status dot set text found, and then put like a found. Oh, so we also have to change the response. The response. What is it? Response here in the interface. We have to change this one to the user model. Okay, so the response, okay, no, the response. Okay, so found, and I put, okay, so our response right now, we just expect an array. Let's make it like we expect an array. Okay, of what is users. So this is the response of response. So here we're going to change what user models. Okay, user model, but you will not create that user model. So that user model will look much like the login. Okay, the login user model. So I'm going to change it. I'm going to duplicate this one and create a what? Another model what for normal users. So I'll duplicate it like this. Just press F5, and I'm going to call it user model. This one is just fit for the normal users. Okay, I create another model, right? So I copy that and I say just duplicate it. You press F5, duplicate. Or you can right click it and then click on duplicate. Okay, you can press Ctrl and then you hold it and drag here in the same model. Okay. So here it is user model. So here I'm going to change the table name. I'm going to call it users table. I have to define it. We'll put in our constant. I will put it over in the second page here. So I have to change user table. Okay, I'm fine. So after doing that, I just put it here. So there it is. User ID, ID. So there it is. Okay, so after doing that, we have to go to where? To the database and register it, this class. So you have to come here in the database. Okay, put a comma here. So but we have to put here user model. Okay, so there, user model, there it is. And then you have to change the database version. Now it is 2, otherwise your application will crash. And let's install it. Okay, so I'll just change the version into 2. Okay, because I've modified the database. Okay, so after doing that, remember please change the version. After doing that, let's go back now to the web interface. So here we're going to say that we're expecting a list. So I have to put here like this, list of what? Of user model. Okay, expecting a list of user model. Okay, so that is get user by phone, get user maybe by phone. Get user, right? So after that, then you have to come here to the what? To the login here. I have to change here some few things. So I have to change this one like expect what? A list of what? Of user. Okay. So I have also come here and change this one. List of user model. I have to come here and change list of user model. Change here. List of user model. That's it. here, plus response dot what dot body dot size. So to tell us here the number of users that we have found. Okay, number of users. Okay, so that's it. I think that's it for the error. Let me see, there's someone crying here. Yeah, maybe no problem. Semicolon. Yes. Oh. Yeah, so that's it. I hope I'm not confusing you. Okay, if I'm confusing you, just slow the video and rewatch it, please, or just click back and